What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And this is another edition of the KC Crew.
Welcome. Hello, beautiful people.
First, let me shout out to Poland Spring. All right. Now, Poland Spring has this thing called...
Hold on a second.
What?
I can introduce Dahlia?
I will in a second. Give me a second.
After you shout out Poland Spring, then you're going to introduce our guest?
Let me do what I'm doing now.
Introduce our guest first.
Let me do what I'm doing first. Don't cut me off. So last I was saying, I want to shout out...
Hold on a second. You're going to keep...
Yes. Just let me do what I do. Let me shout out to Poland Spring. Now, Poland Spring makes this water that's called sparkling water. No, it's called energy water. That's what it's called. And I ordered it online, and I needed a replacement for some energy because Gia likes to do shit at weird hours. Like, this is like 1, 2 in the morning. That's why I look like I just got out of bed, because I really just got out of bed. So I drink this energy water that Poland Spring makes, and it actually works. So that's why we're taping the podcast at 2 in the morning. Now, I'm feeling like high school right now because these two individuals were in high school with me. Of course, this is Gia Grante, because that's what was her name when she was in high school. And we also have her best friend, Dahlia. Welcome, Dahlia.
Hi, everybody.
Now, if you don't know, these two are biters and followers. I was going to a school in Queens, and they were in Brooklyn. And they heard how poppin' my school was and how dope I was, and they wanted to be a part of me and my crew. So they left their school in Brooklyn, traveled all the way to Queens to be in school with me. And these young ladies graduated with me. I was a couple of years behind them. As you can see, they look a lot older. But that's how we're going to start the podcast. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Dahlia.
Welcome. Thanks for having me on your show. Appreciate it.
Right.
So for the record, nobody knew who you were. Just saying. Okay. Right. Now we can proceed.
Now, Dahlia has a bunch of degrees. She is very intellectually...
advanced.
She's smart. Motherfucker, she's just smart. She's very, 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 very smart.
You're not going to share her accolades?
I don't know, but that's what I said. She's very, 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 very smart. I know she got a bunch of degrees.
I don't know what the degrees are. So you should really be referring to her as Dr. Dahlia Haynes.
That is correct.
My best friend got a PhD.
Excuse me, Dr. Dahlia Haynes. And she's making some bread too. She got some money. She be out all the time. And if you follow her nickname is Thirst Trap. What's so funny?
Hold on.
Her nickname is Thirst Trap,
That's
right?
not actually my nickname. However, there are a couple of thirst traps on my Instagram. Just a few. You know, I do highlight other things on there. You know, woman power and all that.
One boob and then the other boob.
Like it's uncomfortable. A couple times I have to unfollow her because I'm like, I know Dahlia and I don't want to see this, but it's very thirst trappable. So make sure what's your Instagram so they can follow you? So they know.
She's okay because her brain is popping.
Yes.
Right. It's a mixture of beauty and brains and cleavage.
A lot of it. But anyway. So last week, Gia and my assistant Benz were talking about dateable. Like, would you date yourself, right? So I wanted to talk to Dahlia about that before we talk to Gia. Now, would you...
No, we already talked to Gia.
That's what I'm talking about. So before we talk to you about other things.
So let's make this right. We're going to talk to you, and we're going to talk to Dahlia, because Gia has already spoken.
All right. So I'll start it off. Goddamn right I would date myself. Like, why not? Like, just look at me. I just wanted you to look at me. But yes, I would date myself. Oh, Rashawn, fuck no. Like, to this day, I don't know why Gia dated me. I don't know why she stayed with me. I was controlling. I was insecure. I was an asshole. I was immature, as Gia like to say, immature. I was all of those things. Yes, that was me. Why she stayed? I don't know. I don't know if it was me being immature or her just being stupid. But it did work out for the end. But back then, I was
funny, Dahlia.
No, not at all.
But I was somebody that I wouldn't date. And if I had a sister or a daughter or a mother or an assistant, if I see me coming at that age, there is no way in hell I would have dated me. I just wouldn't have.
Up until which age?
How old am I?
How old are you?
I don't know. Up until I would say maybe 8 years ago. The fuck is so funny?
Didn't you get the impression that this was like a teenage thing or like a very young man thing?
I mean,
You said up until 8 years ago.
Yeah.
You were grown 8 years ago.
I was still peeing on the toilet seat 8 years ago. So 8 years ago
depends on your interpretation of grown.
Right, grown, right.
Okay.
8 years ago, I was still peeing on the toilet seat and not wiping. That was me 8 years ago. Now I'm a little more an adult. I can hit the toilet, and if I do miss, I'll clean it up. 8 years ago, I wasn't cleaning up nothing.
Mm-hmm. So post 8 years ago, you find yourself dateable. You would date yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
8 years ago.
Yeah,
no
pre
chance.
8 years ago, I mean, you know us, you know the story. You know, pre 8 years ago, I would have been in your phone if I was dating you. I'd have been checking your emails. I'd have been following you. I was following motherfuckers before Google, before iPhones had Find Your iPhone.
What mother truckers?
I'm talking about you. Before iPhone had to Find Your iPhone, I would pop up on Gear all the time. Whether she was shopping, she'd be like, "Oh, I'm shopping." I'd be like, "All right." And then I'll just pull up on her. She was like, "What are you doing here?" Just making sure you shopping. And Dahlia was there a couple of times.
With a strange look in his eyes.
I was a little
just
crazy.
making sure you are exactly where you said you are.
I haven't popped up on you in a long time, right? Like 8 years.
Probably about 8 years.
I haven't checked your phone or read your stuff in like 8 years, right?
I would say in about 8 years. For the last 8 years, you have been a good suitor.
Yeah, I've been okay with myself the last 8 years. I had to get to that level. I had to be, an adult. So now I'm at a point where I don't necessarily have to follow you or I have to check on your stuff.
But so what was that defining moment?
That's what I was just about to ask him.
I got you, boo.
Well, one, I hired an assistant that does it for me now. Now I'm like, Ben, where's Gia? She's like, oh, she's at the store. Ben, what's Gia doing? Oh, Ben, what's that email? Like, now I got an assistant that checks up on you. No, it wasn't that. It was, I think I was insecure. I think I was at a point in my life where, I was scared to lose you. So I would do things. So I thought that I wouldn't lose you. And some of those things was following you around and checking up on you and doing insecure and childish type stuff, boy type stuff. And I think I got to a point in my life where, I started being better with myself, which made me better as a person. So, you don't...
What made you better with yourself?
I don't know. It might have been finding God and having God closer to my life.
Okay.
I think that was the main thing. I think our relationship got better. We started talking more. It was more where we would converse more about everything, I think that was kind of some of the biggest, where we can talk and have a conversation about things that were good and bad in our relationship. I think that was kind of the defining moment.
Okay.
She used to fake orgasms. Did you know? Did she tell you that?
Yo, that is not even part of this conversation.
Because y'all were best friends. Did y'all ever have a conversation about that?
Actually, we never had a conversation about that.
Yeah, she would fake orgasms. Like, I think I was putting it in. Well, I was putting it in, but she thought I was going in. And then she was like, I was faking. That shit was trash.
I definitely didn't say that.
That shit hurt my heart. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Dave.
I think it should have hurt your heart, though. Faking gear?
For years.
You have to say it like that. No, forget it. She could have just said yeah. For years.
You didn't have to say it at all.
Okay.
We already talked about this. Y'all already know.
Right now. Until yesterday.
So that might be the wrong podcast that I'm on right now.
Now let me ask you a question, Dahlia. Are you dateable? Would you date yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Why you say that?
I think I have this kind of unique combination of being like super smart, as you mentioned before.
Correct.
But also having this other side that's kind of really cool and laid back. People describe me, there's a mixture of ways, right? I can tend to be a little high maintenance, but that's on me.
And that's the problem right there, right?
Why is that a problem?
I'm going to explain to you. Now, Dahlia is very smart, very pretty, very high maintenance, right? So if an individual, and then she's been high maintenance since high school, so it's not something new where you're like, oh, you're a doctor now. And no.
She's been high maintenance since high school.
Correct. So for somebody who wants to kick it to you, you can only date a type of person because they have to be able to take care of you, right? So for instance, I always say that whoever dates my daughter is going to be very difficult because she's used to certain things. And that you are as well. So like for an individual who just graduated out of college and just started their career, how could they possibly date you? Because they can't afford you. They can't afford you to take you to nice restaurants. They can't afford you to take you on nice trips, They can't afford you if y'all going on a trip somewhere, let's say y'all going to Jamaica. She's from Jamaica. Let's say y'all going to Jamaica and you fly in the front of the plane and the man flying in the back of the plane. Like, how does that work?
I think it's not even about that, actually. I think that you have to... There are men that can't maybe afford the nicer things that I like, but
Correct.
There's also things that aren't as expensive that I like. And they need to find those subtle nuances to kind of keep me engaged, right? So, for example...
Okay, I was waiting for this example.
For example, I really like reading, right?
We were just talking about this.
Yeah, so I read...
No.
Wait.
So for
She really likes reading.
If they were... And in beginning conversations, I talk about this, right?
Okay.
I say, I really like reading, and I spend a lot of money on books. Okay. I read like 2 to 3 books. They're like $8.99 to $14.99 on Apple iBooks, and I'm racking up a bill each month. You can get me an iTunes gift card every now and again, which I think would be like really that you thought about me and you're thinking about kind of the things that I like. Not everything has to cost a lot of money.
I like this conversation because Dahlia's birthday just passed. And Gia was like, we have to get Dahlia something. I just don't know what to get her. This is getting good. So go ahead.
iTunes gift card like a
Listen,
how many books you want?
First of all, it depends on the range of money you make. I take into consideration how much you're making. I'm not expecting, a guy who's making like $60K a year to be buying me a Chanel bag. Right?
No.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. I would not expect that.
Because Chanel's gotten way out of hand lately.
Yes, they have to.
By the way.
But that's the point is I'm not going to expect that out of a man. And I think, I have the ability to understand that. I'm not expecting that from every man. Okay. I think you should shop within your means and shop and show me that you care for me.
Now, Dahlia, are you single?
I am single.
So you're single.
Yes.
So for a guy out there that wants to possibly date Dahlia, who is a doctor, who has doctor on her name, like she can get the license plate that says doctor and park in the cool parking spots. To meet with her, she would like to go on a romantic reading date for you guys out there.
See, you making jokes about that.
I'm just saying.
You're making jokes about this.
I'm just saying.
You're making jokes about
that. That's pretty dope.
I think that I need a guy who's super intelligent and witty and classy and ratchet at the same time. That's where it's a mix. I need both in my life.
But likes to read.
So if he
doesn't have to like to read, but he needs to appreciate that I like to read.
Okay.
So if he's everything but ratchet, it's a no-go? Deal breaker?
I think I need a little nuance of some hood. Mm-hmm. Like a small subset because, there's some of that. I want to be able to be comfortable in a future concert, and then I want us to go to dinner at the White House. I need you to be kind of both.
So you want him to wear a suit, but you want him to carry a gun with a suit. Okay, I got it. Now let me ask you a question. I didn't hear last week's podcast.
Oh, you didn't?
No. Mm-hmm. So are you somebody that you would date? Let me hit this.
Oh, no. You just have to watch last week's podcast because all of them did. And I'm not going to bore them with my answer. So you should have done your homework if you knew that this is what
I know the answer. I've been with you all my life. I know the answer.
What do you mean you know the answer?
But I would date you, Gia.
You what?
A word?
Yeah.
Why? Well, why?
Thanks, Dee.
So Gia's she's cool and super fun and spontaneous, right? And has the means to support me in a relationship as well. That's a very important piece.
My problem with Gia is you want to be in a relationship where you ain't got to lie to somebody, right?
Yeah,
you gotta lie. You gotta lie to her though.
I got a lie to Gia?
What
Absolutely.
the hell is going on?
About what?
About what? All right, now let's break it down. We're going to dinner in a couple days. Why do I have to tell her dinner's at 6 when dinner's at 7?
So there, those are things that you have to do in every relationship.
I have to tell her 6. And even if I tell her 6, she's still late. And we still just get to the airport 5 minutes before the flight leaves.
Do we make the flight?
Thank you. Listen, as a best friend of Gia, I understand that there are times and instances that you have to lie to ensure that she's on time.
Right.
But there's some of those things that come with any relationship. You have to kind of adjust because you know who that person is and you just have to work around it.
See, so when it comes to dating Gia, when she date herself, right? You say fat ass, big titties, check. Boom. Smart. Check. Boom. Late. All the time. I can't put that finger up.
Yeah, but it's not a problem.
It's like a bashing kid. Like,
I'm just saying. I'm talking about when we date you. But she is nice. She's caring. She's understanding.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's like 9 out of 10. That's a 90. That's an 8.
Hold on, before you touch that, is there anything about you that you wouldn't like to date about yourself?
Yeah, sometimes it can be a little bit blunt and sarcastic.
A little bit.
And Dahlia has sarcasm that
a little bit?
Most people don't want to get into like a day later. And then you'd be like, was that bitch talking about me?
Just a little bit. And I work on that constantly, though. It's a work in progress.
You work on not being as blunt?
Not being as blunt.
Sarcastic.
It comes off a little abrasive at times. I work on that.
Oh, okay. What does that work look like?
It's like taking a step back before it slips out of my mouth and just kind of counting to like 10 or counting to 5. Just making sure that that's the case where it would come off a little rough.
And you adjust what you're going to say.
Yes.
Okay.
In a nicer way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Rashawn.
Yes, ma'am.
Post 8 years, is there anything about you that is currently not dateable?
Yeah.
Let's see how honest this gets.
Yeah.
Because I was honest last week.
Okay. I just have one big problem.
This is a setup. Whenever he says something like that and then he pauses, I'm supposed to say what? And then it's going to be something ridiculous. That's how it works around here. So I'm not going to say anything.
I see. Just that one big problem. Other than that, I think, yeah, I am.
You see?
What's the one big problem?
I knew that was going to happen.
I'll help you out there. What's the one big problem?
Let's get what the one big problem is.
Don't ask me nothing. I'm not participating in this line of questioning.
I've been known to tear a vagina up or two. Ask you.
No, I'm
so you knew it was going to be something that
you
were right.
You didn't know that that's what was coming. Where's that PhD brain?
Listen, I'm not that familiar with the subtle nuances here. I figured he was gonna. Yeah, he went left a little bit there.
I mean,
give me that for a second.
Other than that,
maybe it's because
I don't even know how to get these emails up. So you gotta help me get these emails up. But other than that,
or you get extra cranky when you're tired.
Yes, I do get extra cranky, but see, that's not fair. And I'm going to tell you why that's not fair. It's not fair because I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Like this morning, I was up at 4 a.m.
Okay.
Get up to 7:30.
Which is still early.
Yes, it is.
Just because you got up at 4 doesn't mean that my rising at 7:30 was any less anything.
No, I'm tired because I'm up at 4 and I'm up at 5 a.m. every morning where you get up at 7, 8 and you take your time.
I know.
So I am tired.
They know. We all know what time you wake up in the morning.
I just say one thing. I said, look, let's not tape the podcast at 1, 2 in the morning.
Why are you making this personal?
That's all I asked.
Nobody brought up
just asked me. She said I was cranky in the morning, so I'm explaining why they say I'm cranky.
Yeah, so it's not just in the morning, but yes.
Because it's not right now.
I mean, I know right now was a moment, but it's not like this is in the morning time all the time.
Mm-hmm. So you're cranky when you're tired. That's number one.
I am cranky when I'm tired, yes.
What else do you find could potentially be a deterrent to a potential person wanting to date you?
I know perfect is a tough word, but I'm
Come
pretty
on,
close.
I know. I want you to be serious.
I am serious. I don't know. You tell me.
No, that's not what this is about.
You told me dating myself. I think
it's
I'm
about
a great
it's some self-reflection.
This is a self-examination.
And I think I'm wonderful. I think I spoil you. I think I treat you amazing. I eat the box well.
Come on.
I'm just telling you all the things that I do. That's why I would be dateable. Like,
you don't think that there's anything about you that is off-putting whatsoever in this whole wild world of personality that you possess? You don't think that there's anything that could be a turn-off for someone?
I'm very gassy.
Wanting to date you? Well, that is very true. I will not argue with that one. Okay, continue.
When I work
Can we be a little bit more insightful?
When I work out, I stink. Like, those are the only 2 things that are negative. I'm gassy, and then
those are only 2 negative things
that
about you?
I can think of. Like, yeah,
really,
yeah.
Sounds slightly narcissistic.
But what else do you say?
This isn't it wouldn't be called a self-examination if I answered for you.
Those are the only two things that I would say.
This is for you to do. I dug deep last week. And it's not a normal question. Like, most people aren't asked something like this where you have to reflect and it's not really just asking you, well, what are your flaws? If someone asked me my flaws, I can run off flaws. But the question last week was, would you date yourself? And so you have to take your flaws and put it in a dating perspective and kind of break yourself down from that vantage point.
So to answer your question, yes, I would date myself. Other than passing.
And then what about when someone started dating you? Okay, you would start dating you. Would you continue to date you?
Yes, I think I'm a great catch. I think I'm the cat, as my mother would say. I am the cat's meow.
Your mother would say that.
Yes,
That's true. No, you're the bee's knees.
I'm the bee's knees and the cat's meow. That's how my mother would say, cat's meow. And I
Are you being serious? There's really nothing that you think aside from you get cranky when you're tired?
What else is there?
Okay, that's it?
Yes.
Okay. That's not a good answer.
I think that's great, but let's go to the email of the week. Now, I was going to get that iPad off the floor, but I'm not wearing any underwear, so if I bend down there, I'll probably see everything. So let me just...
I can't stand him. Sometimes.
That necessarily didn't make any sense.
I got it on my phone. Thank you. That's on the floor right now.
He's actually army crawling beneath us.
That's why we're all laughing. I'm like laughing, and it looks like I'm staring at the camera and laughing, but it's
okay. Here we go.
Other things happening.
It's a good question. Hey, DJ, MV, Gear, and Dahlia. They didn't say your name. I just added you. They want you to feel funny. I just want to say,
feel left out.
Yeah, I didn't want to feel left out. I just want to say I enjoy listening to your podcast. You guys are entertaining. I would like to remain anonymous. I'm 25 years old and I'm a virgin. I never had a girlfriend. I never even had my first kiss.
Oh, this is a guy.
Yes. Also, I don't know how to flirt with women.
Okay.
I'd like to have a girlfriend, but there are two things that keep me from getting one. One, I'm self-conscious about my looks and body. And two, I have a small pecker.
Did he say that?
Would I use the word pecker?
Maybe.
I have a small pecker.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm black, by the way.
Wait, hold on 1 second.
Is that
wait,
tricky?
hold on. No, yeah, it's there.
Okay.
Wait, can you start from number 1 again? Because I forgot about number 1 when you said number 2.
One, I'm self-conscious about my looks and body. Two, I have a small pecker. I'm black, by the way. Sometimes I see guys with their girlfriends and get jealous. When I see pictures of you guys on Instagram, I think to myself, damn, why can't I have a dime piece like Gia? Why is Envy so damn handsome? I'm sure Envy has a big dick.
Wait, no, stop it.
No
way.
He didn't say all that. He just said, why can't I have a dime piece like Gia?
That doesn't sound realistic. And if it did...
You guys on Instagram.
Can I read this?
My advice would be a little bit different.
You're copying.
Wait.
Don't copy my people. Damn. Why can't I have a dime piece like Gia? Some of my friends are in relationships and some are sexually active. I feel like I'm not good enough to get a girl. When people ask about my sex life, I refuse to answer. Every time I see guys like Tank and LL Cool J with their shirts off, I feel embarrassed. Think, I'll never be as swole and good looking as them. I get jealous and some guys talk about how big they are down there. I come off as cocky and douchey.
What?
He says, I come off of cocky and douchey. Seriously, Charlamagne.
I or they?
Oh, I'm sorry. They come off as cocky and douchey. Sorry. Seriously, Charlamagne, nobody wants to hear about your junk on the radio. You too, Envy. No offense.
You talking about your junk on the radio?
Just talking about how big it is. I even get jealous of male adult performers who have big peckers. Another thing is that I'm short. I'm 5 foot and 7 inches. I don't think I can get a girlfriend because I'm short, and most women prefer men who are at least 6 feet or taller.
Correct.
What do you guys think I should do? How can I build my confidence? Will I ever find Mrs. Right? P.S. Gia, you have the sexiest voice I've ever heard. Have you ever considered voice acting or audiobooks? Now, that was 2 comments you threw at my wife, but I don't have to worry because you got a small pecker. All right.
Rashawn?
I mean, there's a point. Kind of.
So
there was a point to be made.
So now,
kind of made.
So what do you?
Yo,
I'm just saying.
Like peas in a pod.
I mean, please go ahead with you guys' advice first before I go. if any?
Small guy with a small pecker. What do you tell him?
It's not the size of the ocean.
No.
It's not the size of the boat.
It's not the size of the boat.
Yeah. That. It's not the size of the ship or the motion of the ocean.
No, that's not it, Dahlia.
Everything I said.
It is
everything,
the motion of the ocean.
No, for him, it's neither.
Everything I said about Dahlia earlier, just crossed it all out. It's not the size of the ocean. It's the size of the motion.
Listen, it's 3 a.m. Approximately. I'm a little tired. However, it's neither for him. So there's a struggle there.
See, but I would tell a young man, right? Oh, well, he's 25 years old. I would tell a young man, look.
Poor baby.
You know, like she said, it's not the size of the boat. Sometimes you just have to.
You're not gonna finish it?
No.
It's not the size of the ship or the boat. It's the motion of the ocean.
I wasn't talking about that. I was saying it's not the
same.
size of the boat. It's how you eat it. If you can't satisfy her with your small pecker, then you have to use your mouth. You have to be better than anybody out there when it comes to that mouth game. You have to practice. You have to Google. You have to be secure and be a monster when it comes to eating the box, right? Because you already said that your peck is small and you feel like you can't do certain things, all right? Even if you have sex, you might have to use your finger, play with the clip while you banging it, so it feels a lot better.
Hold on 1 second. What?
Okay, is that enough for you? Like just oral?
She doesn't know because she doesn't deal with somebody with a small pecker.
I don't go like you're giving him advice where necessarily I don't think for a woman that's enough.
You have to make a woman love you, because if they really are into you, even if you have faults, I don't think they'll necessarily, use that against you. So if they're in love with you, they love who you are as a person, they're into you, there's certain things that maybe,
I think it depends. How does his personality shine through?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I like the way you put that.
If you become a nice, like for instance, my assistant is single, right? She's 6'3" when she wears heels, right?
No.
What?
Only if she's wearing one inch heels.
All right, so maybe she's 6'7" with heels, right?
I'm like 6'3" with heels.
Now you, my guy, you're 5'7". So when she stands, you are directly at her box. So you should be making sure that any situation, you make sure you take care of her. That's how.
Honestly, you just give the most trash advice. I just cannot even. I can't suffer through it. I can't.
I'm like, what?
I just can't. This is torturous. This is awful. And I'm sitting here quietly, and I'm just trying to take everything in. But
all right, hold on. So, what would you advise this individual?
Well, first, I would start by saying that I feel badly for what he's going through. You're joking.
I'm not joking.
So you're joking.
If he was my friend, I would tell him to learn how to eat the box well. Like that.
Okay, I do agree with that.
Okay,
hold on. Everything else you said was trash, but that I agree with. I agree that if you are lacking in one department, you should try your best to make it up in another department.
That's what I said.
Okay.
But I feel very badly because what he's going through is a personal struggle. Can you imagine how someone would feel if they look in the mirror and they don't like what's looking back at them?
I'm sure a lot of people feel that way.
Can you imagine what it feels like? Can you relate to that?
Yes.
Okay. That is a tough pill to swallow, especially if you feel as though there's nothing that you can do about it.
There's nothing tough about him to swallow in this conversation.
Excuse me?
Go ahead.
I'm glad I didn't hear that. Especially if, what did you say?
Nothing.
Especially if one of those insecurities is that he's a male and he's 5'7". There's nothing wrong with men that are 5'7", but clearly that's something that bothers him, and it's something he can't change.
Correct.
If you're overweight, you can work out.
Correct.
We can achieve the bodies that we want to achieve for the most part. If you're a female and you dream of bigger breasts, you can't get them unless you have implants. That's not something that you can work on. But for a man, I don't know what his body type is, but I'm sure that he can achieve a body type if he wants to, but you can't become taller. And something like having a small penis is something that he has to struggle with every single day. I'm certain that it bothers him every single day, to the degree at which he's never kissed a girl. He did say that?
Yeah, I believe so.
He never kissed a girl. He's never had a sexual experience. Can you imagine his struggle?
Yeah, I mean,
can you imagine what he's going through for him to be at a point in his life where he's a young adult, full-fledged adult, and hasn't had these experiences to speak of?
So what do you advise him to do? He's 25 years old, right?
All I'm saying is that it's not funny.
What's not funny? It is kind of funny.
You think it's funny? You were laughing.
I wasn't laughing. I was right. There was parts of his story that was,
made you chuckle.
Yeah.
So
and pieces that you start to kind of say there's,
but
something.
What?
Huh?
Something what?
I mean,
she's gonna say something's wrong.
Yes, to me, there was a line there where I think that like he may be in a depressive state. That's number one, and then number two, the things that he's focusing on, like the looking at other men and being like, I wish I was them or something like that. There's a insecurity there that
Clearly.
may need some kind of medical attention.
So you thinking maybe penile implants or maybe even Viagra or
no? I'm talking about kind of like
he didn't say.
I'm talking about like a therapist
having a problem attaining an erection.
Yes,
he said.
I'm therapist, not necessarily like that type of medical attention, right? Because I think, and again, I can't imagine how he's feeling, but shorty guys, some of them are good looking and attractive. I think it's like you have to have that confidence. I've dated shorter men before, but they had to have a certain level of confidence, feel confident no matter how tall the woman is that they're trying to go after. I think that's very important, but I do think he needs to work on himself with a therapist and try to work out the issues that he has before he even attempts trying to date someone.
And I agree with that.
I agree.
And I think part of the problem is he doesn't feel secure. So because he has
I think that's the whole problem.
The little pecker, right? Because he has a little pecker, he doesn't want to get into a position with a female in a relationship because he doesn't want to pull out the little pecker. So he doesn't want to kiss a girl. He doesn't want to. So he doesn't
want that rejection.
He doesn't want the rejection.
I'm sure. He probably has replayed in his mind what that reaction would look like and what that reaction would feel like, and he's shied away from it. And I don't think that there's anything wrong, truthfully, because we're all human. I don't think there's anything wrong with him saying that he looks at pictures of LL Cool J and
Tank and Rashawn with his shirt off, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, I don't remember exactly how he put it, but pretty much admires their bodies and is jealous. I mean, that's natural. It's normal to
but you could get
look
that
at
body.
someone.
It's normally to look at someone and try to aspire to be more like them. I get it, but I think there was just some nuances
of jealousy.
in there.
I think that I don't always think that jealousy is a bad word. I think that it's just a word to describe a natural emotion that some people experience. I don't think that it's always bad.
But he could get that body.
Only if it's comes with some type of ill intent is when it becomes bad. And yes, I think that he could probably work towards that body. All I'm saying is that he has a myriad of all of these insecurities, and it's come to a head to a point where, like we've said, he's 25 and he's never even kissed a girl. So it makes me feel bad knowing that he's suffering psychologically.
Yeah, but a woman will pick up on that. He has to develop a level of confidence, right?
Yeah, I'm sure he leads with that,
right? And people, it's very easy to pick up on those nuances that energy that he's giving off is already that he feels inferior,
right?
So be careful with that because women will use your ass because they know what.
Okay, it's unrealistic. He cannot be careful with that.
He has to.
No.
Because I can see a woman right now. If he has a good job right now, I can see.
My point.
I can see him tricking on a woman, and a woman knowing that he has insecurities and using that to get trips, bags, shoes, and just being like, "Yeah, all right."
That is the world we live in, right?
So you got to be careful with that. That's the truth.
My point is, when you say be careful with that, he can't get to a level where he's being careful with that. I don't believe, by the sounds of that email, I don't believe that there's anything that he can do on his own to be in any position to have control of how he feels. Because I think that that is deep rooted and it is long in the tooth. I think at this point,
Do you think therapy would help?
Just like Dahlia said, I think he absolutely needs therapy. He needs someone to walk him through this and to help him on possibly a weekly basis and empowering him and telling him truths that he probably doesn't know about himself and has to be convinced of. Like, I really think that he needs someone to help him attain confidence. Like when you say, you have to be careful with that. He's not going to be dating anybody. He's not going to be, and that's what's kept him away from women for probably 13 years.
But on the low, he's a great catch.
I'm not going to entertain that, and you're not even going to speak on that because this is not the email.
No. You almost caught me because I was going to be like, no, can you explain?
You fall into these traps.
Well, it's my first time. You got to give me like, you know what I mean?
No, but he is a great catch to a woman out there. He's inexperienced, right? And this is going to sound fucked up. He's a little insecure, so he's not going to be running around cheating on you in the street. He's really going to love and respect you. He's going to stay in that relationship, and he's going to make sure he holds you down. He's going to treat you like a queen. You don't have to worry about him having sex with anybody else, or you can teach him what you like. So
basically you're saying he's a good catch because he's malleable.
I don't know what that word malleable means. I'm not going to sit here live.
He's able to be molded.
Cameraman, you got your mouth open. You know what malleable means? Oh, he did know. I didn't.
He's able to be molded.
Well, he is. He is able to be molded. And if he's a nice guy and a woman likes him, they can mold each other. But you can really set him up where you are secure. If he's a good guy, he has a great heart, you can mold him to what you love, and you know that he won't be out there wilding out acting a monkey. So he would be a good catch to some women out there. Okay. Absolutely. You don't think so? So I would.
Has some merit. I can't argue with that. I just think that before he even considers dating, he needs to sit down and talk to somebody. And it's a shame because a lot of people think that the word therapy is automatically a negative word, that it means that there's something wrong with you.
Absolutely. I think that's a good point you bring up. Yeah, I think 95% of the world needs therapy, including me. And so, like, when we say this, I think some people need it as soon as possible, but I think we all would benefit from.
Oh, I agree with that.
From talking to someone and working out our inner demons, our inner issues, or whatever they are.
So, what do you need therapy about?
I knew that was coming.
What she said, I'm just curious.
I think I need therapy because I like my alone. I like being by myself, like to a point where it's detrimental to my dating life.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the fact that you like to be alone.
I think it's a little extreme.
I'd have to disagree.
No, this is true. And she's always been that way.
But
you have always been that way.
But I don't know if you realize.
You just love spending time with me, but aside from me,
but in the last year,
I don't think you really spend that much time with anybody else.
In the last year, I don't think we've ever had really people over our house because I like to be alone too. Like, I enjoy to be alone.
But you're with your family a lot of times, right? I live in Wisconsin. I know, crazy, but like I'm I go to work, but there's not a lot of people around me.
So right? why do you like to be alone? What don't you like about people?
This is gonna be that was a loaded question.
Yeah, that is a loaded question. You might want to help me on that one. I don't know. I didn't say I don't.
Actually, that is a wonderful question for Dahlia. I'm actually I wish I had popcorn.
I don't know that answer.
You do. What don't
you like to go out every time?
What kind of answer is that? You don't know the answer to that question.
Because when I come to Wisconsin or Chicago, you always come out. When you're in town, we always go get something to eat. So it's not like you don't talk or you're not smart. Like,
I have a few select friends. I am an introvert.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
I drain my energy a lot when I hang around a lot of people.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second? You know what I'm going to say, right?
What?
She probably doesn't know what I'm going to say. So a little history of me and Dahlia. So Dahlia came from Jamaica and transferred to my high school. And I, honestly, this isn't even a joke, bless you. I thought that Dahlia was mute. I thought that she was
said it to me.
a student that was unable to speak because I never heard a murmur out of her mouth. And one day, she was putting her books in her locker, which was right outside one of my classes. And I came outside and I saw her and I'm like, I just need to hear if she's capable of making a sound. So while her hands were up in the air, I tickled her and she dropped all of her books.
Yes.
It was like,
You should have beat her ass.
They used
She
to
couldn't
drive
catch me. I
know.
was
She'd
already
be like
halfway down the
fly
hall.
down the hallway laughing, and I'd be like, "Why is this girl doing this to me? I don't understand it."
And I did it like day after day after day. And that's actually how we became friends. What I was actually going to mention was that the guidance counselor, do you remember this?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead and tell
Called
the story.
me into her office for a meeting because she had concerns that Dahlia was antisocial. And I'm like, I don't know, she's great with me. Because by that time we had already formed a bond and we were thick as thieves.
I think a lot of people bore me.
Okay.
Yes.
And so there's a few select friends that I have, and they'll stay in my life, but it's pretty small. But most of the time, I find that if I'm out and about at a party, a lot of times I go, this book that's at my house
That's more entertaining.
is more entertaining. And so I think that's one of the biggest challenges for me. And I need to kind of work on, if I don't put myself out there, I'll never meet anyone. But that's really hard for me to do when I'm always thinking about the fact that if I had to make a choice, it would always be not people.
but do you think that maybe the people that you dealt with in the past or people that you speak with are not good enough for you? Because, I mean, if you were, let's say, somebody that doesn't like to go out or doesn't have fun or doesn't laugh or doesn't joke or doesn't smile or look a certain way, then I would be like, okay, I get it, but you're not that person.
Yeah, some of them, I think.
When I'm out with you, guys always kick it to you. When we're out, you always have a good time. You know the fancy restaurants. You also know the hood restaurants. So you're like, you're both. Like, you're from Jamaica, you're from Brooklyn, so you eat jerk chicken and white rice, but then you can also eat shit that I can't pronounce. So what is it that makes you stay away from people? Do you not like people? Are you scared to being rejected? Or
See, not everybody's like you and Gia.
Me and Gia don't go out though.
I mean, you guys go we go out and we like the same things per se, and the same
Correct.
food and the same vibe.
But if you think about it, right, you've known me for a long time, right? 20-something years. 30 years.
As long as I've known you.
Right. So
we transferred, as he said earlier, we transferred to his high school together.
Right.
When I decided that I was going to beat that joint being my old high school, Dahlia was like,
girls' school.
I
I'm
rock
out
with
too.
you.
Let's go.
But
let's go.
But being that, you've known that there's only been the same people in my life for the last 30 years, right? You know whether it was Coke or June or Mono, whoever it is, you know them because you've been around. So you know there has been really no new friends.
Yeah.
So what do you say is about people that just does not make you want to go out or connect or talk or speak or still consider say, you know what, I'll just be inside?
That's a good way to circle back to ask her. So be more specific. What don't you like about people? Aside from the fact that you're bored with them.
Because you're not ashamed of your body because you post thirst trap pictures all day long.
Hey, I'm very demure right now in an oversized dress. So
I just want you to know I share it with Gia. Every time I see a picture, I be like, look at your friend. And I screenshot.
He's not lying. He screenshot. I'd be like, look at your friend. Send.
But go ahead.
No, but let me go there and put some heart-eye emojis.
I'm not sure. I really don't know. And I think that's what I get to work through. I think like literally having conversations with a lot of people on board. I really like wit and intellectual conversations. I haven't experienced that a lot. Sometimes some people try to be deep. And one of the problems I notice with some men is that I try sometimes not even to say that I have a PhD and I have an MBA because they start going crazy with like fake words, like super, like, you know, oh no, because I totally understand. Yeah, that's really in-depth-ualization or some shit. And you'd be like, what? Like, that doesn't even make any sense, right? But I think, like, yes, I've had that a couple times where people just feeling insecure, right?
I believe that. Absolutely.
Feeling a little
I
insecure.
get that. I understand.
I believe that.
And that's really
100%.
awkward for me. And so, I don't know, I get that some experiences sometimes too.
So it's a good idea for a situation like that to let them know, like, okay, this is what I do for a living. They can assume what your education is.
But it doesn't matter because if you're dating a doctor or you're going on a date with a doctor, you don't want to look stupid.
No. But she's in research and development and things of that nature. So she doesn't have to lead by saying that she's a doctor.
I don't even bring it up, but you know, if you then follow social media, you may see something.
Or, but if he's on a date with her, then of course he's going to want to know what she does for a living. So she can share that, but you clearly don't have to divulge your level of education. I think that's the type of thing that you might share once you get further down the line and determine whether you guys like each other or not. The same way that men...
How do you do? Because people go, what do you do? A lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
How do you answer?
I'm a scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am.
See, you need to use a different... You need to
so
find
what's the word I need to use?
Dumbed down word for science.
I work in the lab.
Yeah, I work in the lab. You could be a technician.
I cook some shit up. Like, what?
You could be a technician. You know what I mean? Oh, exactly what you do. You explain to them what you do. They might not connect that you're actually a scientist. You understand what I'm saying? But it's kind of the same way. Like some men, you know, they don't let women know what they possess early on. You know, they may not pick you up in their nice car. They might, you know, pick you up in their friend's car, or, you know, they want to see what you're about. They want to see if they like you. They want to see if you like them.
I think that's
more
whack.
Importantly, for who they are.
I think that's whack.
Not for what they have, not for their possessions, not for the potential lifestyle that you can provide them.
I think that's whack though. She went to school for 18 years to become a doctor, right?
I do go to a lot of school. I really just graduated in June.
Yeah,
again.
so she should be proud of the fact.
There was another degree though.
Yeah.
You've been
the PhD, yes.
This is for something else.
This is the MBA.
Yeah, she has all these type of degrees. I think she should be proud of that. And the fact that we don't have as many black women that are doctors and that are so successful, I think she should be proud of it. And if somebody can't level up to your level, fuck them. But you have to go out. You can't sit in the house and be like, I'm by myself. No, you can't do that. You have to go out. You can't wait for Gia and I to come in town and be like, I'm coming out. Like that's literally
when you go out. we haven't.
I mean, like, it's about to be lit. It's like, you know, you can put in the energy and the time frame. I got to drive to Chicago.
Yeah, but I think that you need. I think that you do need to go out more. And I think that, you know, you have to get out the damn house. There's nothing wrong with reading books. Why don't you go? I was gonna say go, but it's COVID right now, so you can't go anywhere and read. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but you got to go out.
But your house is like, you enjoy just being in your house. It's super comfortable.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
And so there's that piece too where, you know, my big house, it's just everything is set the way I want it.
But you don't want to be the lady at 50 years old with 30 cats.
I know. I'm not going to get cats though. It'd probably be dogs. Just want to call that out. But you're right.
Shades cat.
I don't do cats.
So what advice do you give your friend?
I don't have any advice for my friend.
So stay
you don't have any advice for me?
Stay in the house reading books, get a bunch of cats.
No, she's my friend. She doesn't need my advice. Like, we talk, you know. With Dahlia, I mean, I think that it would best suit you to actually, we had a little itty bitty conversation about this earlier, not knowing that she was going to participate on the podcast. But I think for Dahlia, it would be the best idea for her to meet somebody through other friends. You know, to not just, you know, go out and meet someone that kicks it to her, like you said, at a club or something like that. To meet somebody through other people, because, and not necessarily like a hookup or a blind date, but just being in different social settings with friends of yours, because at least in that situation, you have a higher likelihood to be around like-minded people.
I have 3 friends, right? 3 close friends that are women and that are single. And they have the same problem with finding a man, right?
Who are your 3 close female friends?
Right, there's Dahlia, right?
Yeah.
There's Mercedes,
Okay.
and there's Natina, right?
Why are you going to put Natina's business out there?
I'm just saying.
She didn't agree to have her name on our podcast. Everybody else, you know.
Yeah, we had. Right?
She be that.
Sorry, Natina, if you're watching.
But those are my 3 friends that don't have men, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I told them the reason that they don't have men is because they don't go in places where they would find a man.
And where are these places?
Christian Mingle. You ever been to Christian Mingle?
Yo, I missed that setup.
Damn it.
I
You missed it too? Okay, good. Because I was like, damn it. I'm a newbie at this.
But no, I'm serious. I think what you're doing is you're being foul, because to these 3 women, you're their friends. And I think you don't. What's up, Logan? We're talking about single women. You looking for a sugar mama? He said,
Dahlia got a PhD. She popped.
That's his godmother. What's wrong with you?
I know.
Kidding.
But
Wait, you started it.
I was joking.
Did you just see the reversal on that? Okay.
But I was saying that you should be the friend that goes out with them and to really help them out.
What am I supposed to do?
Cook them up.
Nah, I don't think that'll work.
You could,
because of you, I don't have male friends.
yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Actually, that's you. He took that back.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't hang out in like several social circles. I hang out with you.
But if you're single out there, fellas, go to her page, send her some DMs.
It's private.
Oh, well, ask for a request, leave a comment.
Start there.
It's private. I forgot. Well,
wait, hold on. If someone requests you when you're private, can you click on?
I can confirm.
But after you click on.
Yeah, if theirs
profile.
is locked, I can't see it. So, and those, they rarely get it approved. But if I can see your page and...
She's a doctor. She has a good job. She has her own money, her own crib. And just don't use words like expeditiously in her DMs to try to impress her. She is from
expeditiously, that's actually a real word.
I know it's a word. I used it. I don't know what it means, but I think it means like, what's expeditiously? Fast? Quickly. I wouldn't be the one in the DMs.
Exponentially mean?
That would be hollering, because she'd be like, this nigga's a dumbass, but this one right here loves my dumbass, so I'm good.
Dude.
But yeah, holler at her in her DMs because she is single. You could holler at Benz and my friend Natina. Those are 3 women that
how they gonna holler at Natina? Right now, she's just a random name to
Natina
them.
leaves all types of comments on my Instagram, so.
So they're going to scroll down.
Now they're going to scroll through your comments and find
3,000.
Yeah,
3,000 comments to find her.
In closing, what would you like to tell your friend?
I'm not trying to tell Dahlia anything. What part is it? You didn't hear me the first time I said that. This isn't a help Dahlia.
I did open up.
She just opened up and you ain't got nothing to say? See, that's the problem. She has friends like you. You should be there. If my friend told me they had a problem, I would hug them. I would be like, bro, we going to find you somebody.
No problem.
You know what? Like, for instance, right? You know what you should be telling Dahlia?
What should I be telling Dahlia?
Rashawn rides his bike all the time, right? And when he rides his bike, it be mad single guys riding with him. If Dahlia hops on a bike with her thirsty trap ass, right? And gets on that bike, mad dudes will be pulling up. I told that to Benz the other day. I said, yo, Benz, you want to do it? Come with me.
I was actually around when you said that to Benz.
Come with me to go work out. Mad dudes out there working out.
I feel like Benz need to be on camera being embarrassed as I am.
I said mad dudes.
She was last week.
Benz was like, I don't know. I'm like, look.
She don't do that.
I'm like, yo.
Oh, wait, actually, she does do that.
I'm like, yo.
She does do that.
Come with me when we go work out. They be mad. Not that I'm looking at dudes or nothing, but they be mad dudes out there. And I'm like, you could catch a dude.
How could I give Dahlia that advice if I don't go bike riding with you and know that there are several single men? And how do you know that they're single? Just because they're riding by themselves doesn't mean.
And I want to be like,
single.
it's not that I can't find someone. It's just me wanting to put that work or energy in.
Okay.
So that means you can't find somebody because you don't want to put that work and energy in.
I haven't found anyone that I want to invest all that work and energy in.
she hasn't found someone.
Look at you snapping, right? Exactly. I haven't found anyone I want to put a lot of
hold on.
energy.
You said energy, and it just resonated all over Mercedes. She's all about her energy and the moon and vibes and a mood.
Because she's a fellow Leo. Yeah, there has to be a vibe and a mood there for sure.
See, and look, Christian Mingle, find the one.
Oh my gosh.
Find the one your soul loves, right? Are you female? I put yes. How important is it that your partner lives near you? Not important. Which gender are you? Female.
You signing me up?
Congratulations. We have identified 179 potential partners for you.
That's it?
I mean,
is it in this area?
Yeah.
Because this is a rich area. So maybe more inclined.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. Come here.
Well, hold on. Wait, can I ask you a question? Actually, your nonsense actually probed a good question for me. Would you ever date on a dating app? Would you ever use a dating app?
I've tried it.
Oh, you have?
Did it work?
I've tried
Was it Christian
Which
Mingle?
one?
Different ones. I know I tried eHarmony once.
Okay.
I think what happens is it's just like penis is thrown at you.
What?
Penis is thrown at you like at a level. Like it's just a lot of men reaching out, and I cannot
I
feel.
thought you meant like dudes just sending you pics.
No.
I'm like, what?
It's a lot of men. It's a lot of men coming at you.
You act like you have never had a penis thrown at you, but go ahead.
I don't like him very much.
It's a lot of men. It's a lot of men. It's really hard to filter through that. I didn't have the time to read. Like I opened it up 100 emails from men saying, "Hey, how are you?"
It's that many people?
It's a lot. And
they give you.
I mean, you post pictures and they like ping you, and I'm not like I don't. Yeah, it's very difficult for me. It's a lot. You got to like invest in scrolling, identifying, reading, assessing, evaluating. Are they crazy? Are they not?
But does the idea didn't sound a little creepy to you?
Yeah,
I know a lot of people are doing it now. People have convinced me. It feels creepy, but there's a lot of convincing because a lot of people do it and have success stories. I don't think so.
I think people have success stories.
Yeah, people do. And that's why they're like, no, D, you should try it really, this and that. And I'm like, okay. Because they're like, it helps because you don't go out.
So let me ask you a question. What about women?
What about women?
What's your follow through?
They cool. Women power, actually.
No, I mean, would you date a woman?
No, I don't think so. No. But I find women attractive. Right? I find I think Rihanna's really attractive. I think Young M.A. is kind of cute in a man-ish
type way.
Yeah. So there's who knows?
So if Young M.A.
I see Young M.A. because people say Young M.A. looks like me.
Yes, people do.
They say me and Young M.A. are brothers and
twinning. But let's say you're out and Young M.A. kicked it to you. Would you have a moment of maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah?
I don't know. But maybe.
Oh, okay.
Right? I think I can't say the experience has never happened, so it'd be, dishonest of me to say hell no. But,
Ooh.
I think she's attractive she got this Brooklyn swag and vibe, you know what I mean? Yes. So there's that.
Yes.
And I think I I'm from Brooklyn, so I kind of like that swag and vibe.
Towards that.
Right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of my exes, from New York and stuff like that. So it's kind of maybe some of those nuances that I captured there. So who knows?
Okay, so.
But no, don't try to hook me up. No. No, thank you.
Can I be she looked like she could be Dahlia's type?
No, I don't think so.
All right, well, women, men.
Okay.
Whatever it is.
I don't think so. I'm saying, yes, everyone can shoot their shot. I mean, who knows?
All right, well.
The world is full of possibilities.
So nice positive way to end tonight's podcast.
This nigga got to take a nap, so it's time to get up out of here. And again, this is not a sponsor. I would say Poland Spring Sparkling Energy Water. That shit works because I was tired. It definitely
sounded like a sponsorship. I was like, well, where we got Poland Springs really
worked. I ordered it online.
I was like, where we got Poland Springs now?
I ordered it online at Nestle.com, and I just tried it, and it was good. It works, right? Cameraman, right? It's surprising. It's healthy. It says no calories, so
It says no calories, but what does it have in it that's giving you a surge of energy?
I didn't read that part, but it works.
Well, that's the important part. All he cared about was that it had no calories.
Probably some ginseng.
Yeah. If it's ginseng, I'm about to.
I'm a scientist, I know.
Stop it.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. I'm DJ MV.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for welcoming our friend Dahlia. Toodles.
Peace.
Bye.